What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Dillon, a person I battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon battle and trade Discord chat room and a place to hang out and find Wi-Fi battles and meet new people, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description. I know me and Dillon are having a PU battle today, as he's packing a pretty threatening team, packing Mesprit and Pawniard, very big threats in the PU tier, as well as Hitmonchan, and the Gorgeist is going to be really annoying for my team to kill because it's just a bulky Pokemon. And I'm running a very interesting team, featuring grassy terrain. I really wanted to mess around with the terrains, and this is my grassy terrain. Valuable most grassy terrain, and then I have, grass abusive with Leafeon and Sawsbuck, and then I have Wonder Room Gallade just to make my opponent really scratch their head on what the hell is going on in the battle. So turn one, my opponent decides to lead off with the camera because, I have triple grass, so it's quite understandable as I lead off with my Tremble, my Dunsparce. Now, I just decided to go for Secret Power, I'm pretty sure, because I want to get the nice Paralyze hack, so unfortunately Serene Grace lets me down as he's just going to set up the Stealth Cox. Very funny. And yes, the camera up is leftovers, and it looks like it's a bulky set, which is pretty annoying to deal with, but I'm sure we can work around it. So now I'm going to go for the Secret Power and just hopefully we can paralyze this thing. And thankfully we were able to, and it was actually going to get fully paralyzed, which is just some justice for using Dunsparce. And I also carry, not Zen Headbutt, I carry regular Headbutt, just to get some flinch hacks on the Pokemon. You know how that goes. So I'm going to go for Headbutt here with Serene Grace Dunsparce, and we actually don't get a flinch, but he misses Fire Blast. So we'll just say we got a flinch there. I mean, I want to feel bad for him missing Fire Blast, but then I remember I miss every Fire Blast I go for, so can't really feel bad for that. Now my opponent is going to switch out of the camera because I do have 3 grass types on my team, and Mesprit could have Healing Wish, so saving it's probably a good idea. As I'm going to decide to lay up my Stealth Cox, because I got to even the playing field with that broken-ass move Stealth Rocks, that we all, use, and if you don't use it, you're at a disadvantage. It's literally the most over-centralizing move in the game, 100%. You can't even deny that. Scald and Knockoff is better than Stealth Rocks. No, bitch, sit down. There's so much impact Stealth Rocks has on the game that it's just unreal. It's absolutely unreal. But yeah, Volt Switch on the Vileplume isn't really going to do that much damage because, I'm Vileplume. But my opponent's going to Volt Switch out of here, and he's actually going to bring in the Mesprit here. As against Lantern, I figured it was the perfect opportunity to set up my grassy terrain. And yeah, grassy terrain Vileplume is pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure there's better Pokemon that learn grassy terrain, but it's the only Pokemon in my game that has grassy terrain besides Tapu Bulu, and I can't use Tapu Bulu because that Pokemon's broke. So yeah, I'm gonna bring in Sinister Sableye here, the Sableye, and yeah, Mesprit's going to proceed to go for Ice Beam here. I should be able to tank it because I'm especially defensive Sableye, but it does do so much damage, so I'm like, that has to be Choice Packs. I'm like, it's either Choice Packs or it's Ice Plate. There has to be Choice Packs. There's no way it does that much damage. Or Sableye's really bad. But yeah, he's gonna switch out of here and bring in the Pawniard because it's immune to both Will-O-Wisp and Taunt because it is Dark type. And I actually double switch, expecting him to just go for Ice Beam again. And I bring in my Tremble here, my Dunsparce. I know I can tank 2 of them because Dunsparce is pretty bulky, or I'm hoping I can. I'm not too sure. And Grassy Terrain plus Lefties gives you a lot of pinch recovery, more than you realize, and it means a lot. It also works for the opponent, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but I mean, I like Grassy Terrain. It's a fun move. But he's going to go for the knockoff here, knock off my lefties. I'm going to go for a Secret Power, which in the Grassy Terrain has a 60% chance to put a Pokemon to sleep, and it is time for Pawniard to take a nap. So Pawniard's going to fall right asleep. He's going to get healed by Grassy Terrain, but he's still in a bad position because he has at least a mandatory turn to sleep. And, Dunsparce has some free turns. Now, if I had Coil on this set, I could start setting up, but I don't have Coil. Maybe I should, but I figured Stealth Rocks were too useful, and I don't want to delete them off my Dunsparce because that means I can't get them back because I did transfer those to my Sun and Moon games, so I can't really give Stealth Rocks back. So yeah, Dunsparce is my Stealth Rock around this team. Maybe I should get rid of it for Coil, but I'm pretty sure Coil is an Egg move anyway, so I'd be kind of screwed. Either way, I have to look it up because I'm not too familiar with Dunsparce level up moves. But I'm able to bring in Leafeon, expecting him to switch out, and since Grassy Terrain is up, he has no switching to Leafeon. And I'm surprised he actually preserved his Lantern, considering I have 3 grass types, 3 of them. So why are you saving your Lantern? But I go for the Sword Stance here. As in comes the Gorgeist, and he's going to frisk my Aqua Berry, and I might be like, why do you have an Aqua Berry? Maybe to tank Fire type attacks. It seems logical, right? It doesn't seem that out of the ordinary. But I also carry Natural Gift, so I'm just going to go for it now. And Gorgeist's life bar literally disappears, but it lives with 1 HP. and I didn't want to go for the knockoff for this very reason, because he's actually Z-move. Maybe I should have, in all reality, because I had no idea if he was Z-move or not. But I wanted to go for Natural Gift because he frisked the Aqua Berry, and I'm sure he was very curious why I had the Aqua Berry, so I wanted to show it to him. But he's going to Trick or Treat, Z Trick or Treat me, and give him +1 on all of his stats, but considering he is at no HP at this point, I don't think it really matters, and I should be able to outpace him so he can't Synthesis. And he's actually going to go for Shadow Sneak here. It is priority, and I am actually a Ghost type, so it's going to do over half to my Leafeon, which I actually forgot about. It's rare that moves like that catch me off guard, but I forgot that Trick or Treat gives you Ghost type, even though it tells you on the screen what the move is. Kind of like Wonder Room. The first time I used Wonder Room Glade, my opponent thought I used Trick Room. So like, I guess like I can't really get too mad about myself, forgetting about stuff like that. But now my opponent, makes him look so stupid. He goes for Mach Punch on a Pokemon he just made a Ghost type. So, like, yeah, I literally was like, yeah, I mean, I played around the Trick or Treat pretty badly, and then he just brings in Netmonjan and Mach Punch as a Ghost type. So, I guess I'm not that bad when it comes to forgetting about moves that aren't used that often. But I'm going to go for the knockoff here onto the Pawnyard and knock off the Violet, because I don't have my Natural Gift Aqua Berry anymore. I wish I kept it now. But yeah, he's going to wake up here and go for the Sucker Punch here. And since I am a Ghost type, I'm going to get knocked out by the Sucker Punch. I didn't forget about that one. I just kind of felt bad considering he just literally Mach Punched a Ghost type. And that put him really far behind, so I wanted to just let him kill me if he got the chance to wake up. So I'm going to bring a Vileplume here. It's currently 6-4, or 5-4 rather. It's starting a decent lead. But yeah, he's actually going to knock off my Terrain Extender, which kind of blows. He doesn't let me have my fun with Grassy Terrain. Like, come on, man. I'm trying to help you out, too. Forget the 3 grass types I have in my team. I'm healing you, so like, why are you trying to like be such a meanie butt and knock off my Terrain Extender? Like, come on, man. But yeah, I really like the Terrains. I'm gonna have to use them a lot more, but I have to breed some more Pokemon to get the Terrains in lower tiers. I'm not too sure what learns the Terrains. I know Electivire gets Electric Terrain. I have a Z Electric Terrain Electivire I have to use. Maybe I'll use that with Alolan Raichu for like some fun stuff. But that's for another video. He's gonna go for the Iron Head here and actually knock me out. He flunged Vileplume, which doesn't really do anything besides help stall out Grassy Terrain turn, and it prevents me from getting a Grassy Terrain boosted Giga Drain off, which would have given me a lot of health back, but I really can't like get too mad about that because I'm using Dunsparce, so I'm pretty much asking for it because that's just the Hack Sword. But my opponent's gonna go for Sucker Punch here, thinking that I outspeed him, but I'm actually the Wonder Room Glade, and now he's probably like really scratching his head like. So he has a Grassy Terrain Vileplume and Wonder Room Glade. Like, what am I even supposed to do against this guy? But Wonder Room does give you like a dictionary definition of what the move does, like swapping defense and Spadef. So he's gonna knock off, but since my Spadef stat went into physical defense, it does absolutely nothing. I get my Justified boost, and yeah, Drain Punch is actually going to destroy the Pawnyard. I really thought my opponent would want to switch out there. I was tempted to go for knockoff, but I wanted to play it safe and get a lot of health back in case I need to switch into the Mesprit later on in the game. So I'm gonna let the Pawnyard die, and thankfully that thing dies, but now the Grassy Terrain's going to wear off. Unfortunately, the Grassy Terrain ends here, as now my opponent's going to bring in the Mesprit, take some more Stealth Rock damage, and now I'm hoping that I don't die to Psychic, so I'm actually going to switch out expecting Psychic and bring in my Sableye, Sinister Sableye. Maybe he has Dazzling Gleam, I didn't actually consider that, but I would think he has either Signal Beam for the Broken Malamar that's for some reason allowed in BU, or just, I don't know, something else like U-Turn or Trick, or Healing Wish. I don't know what Spike's Mesprit run. I would think Dazzling Gleam is good if it even gets Dazzling Gleam. I would think it does because it's literally a fairy type. It's literally a fairy, just doesn't have the fairy type, which I never understood. Like I never understood that. But here I'm actually going to double switch, expecting Lantern to come out and bring in Sawsbuck because he had no reason to save Lantern at this point really, and it was his best switch in the Secret Power because it can't paralyze the Lantern. But yeah, like I said, I really think Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie should have been fairy type, or given a fairy type. It would have made them like a lot cooler, but then we would have had a lot of psychic fairy types, so I can understand why. But it would have been really cool to give him like Stab, Dazzling Gleam, and just to give him a fairy typing would just make him a lot better overall. Allow them to keep up with the power creep that is in Sun and Moon, and even X and Y. If they gave it to them in X and Y, like Azelf would have been top tier OU 100%, and Mesprit would have been like RU, and then Uxie probably would have been UU. I don't know, it would have been fun times, but it's just potential for the future. If Game Freak wants to listen to me, but I should work for Game Freak. I would make the game so much fun, low-key, and I would also remove Stealth Rock. So Weedle, #Weedle makes next generation. I don't know how you would hashtag that, but yeah, we're going to Horn Leech and destroy the Lantern. Funny thing about the Sawsbuck set is that My opponent, I think his last move on the Gorgas was either Synthesis or Pain Split. Either way, he really couldn't touch Sawsbuck, so if I brought in Sawsbuck onto the Gorgas, he couldn't really touch me, which is pretty funny, but I didn't really have to, considering he just kind of got natural gifted to death. I really wish to O-code him, because watching the health bar disappear into nothing is so satisfying, because for some reason, natural gift has an animation, which I don't know if you guys noticed the few times I've used it in my videos, like the health bar deck disappears instead of like slowly going down. But yeah, we're going to knock that thing out with the Stab Delve Ledge with Life Orb. Sawsbuck is coming through here. I was hoping I could use it in the grassy terrain, but I guess Leafeon got the nice raw power from grassy terrain. And now in comes Camel Toe, the Camerupt, and I'm just going to proceed to go for the Horn Leech and should be able to win the game. Now I'll go for Jump Kick because I want to show my last move. So I'm going to go for Jump Kick here and knock out the Camerupt, and that is going to be the end of the battle. Pretty fun game against my opponent, Dillon. And I hope you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle, as it was a pretty fun battle because I got to use grassy terrain. If you guys did enjoy the Wi-Fi battle and want to support the channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video, as it is the best way to show your support towards the YouTube channel and help it grow, and I really appreciate it. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite terrain to use in competitive Pokemon? Let me know in the comments down below. And what Pokemon do you like using in terrains as well? Like, let me know in the comments, like, any ideas you have, because I want to use terrains in the PU tier. I just need to breed more Pokemon that learn terrains. Like, we should already get Psychic terrain, I'm pretty sure, and Electric terrain, and Grassy terrain. And Misty terrain, I think I'll pass on that one. Doesn't really seem that useful. But yeah, I really like grassy terrain at this point. I mean, I've only really played with grassy terrain, so I can't really say much. I've also used Tapu Koko once in my life, and it felt pretty broken. But yeah, I would have to say grassy terrain is my favorite terrain. And I really love Psychic terrain, but like Tapu Lele gets it, and I can't use Tapu Lele because that would be too easy, so I refuse to use that Pokemon. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite terrain is to use in competitive Pokemon. And yeah, I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright. Peace.